Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and land investors in Nigeria and the diaspora. Today, I am handling the issue of acquisition of CofO, Certificate of Occupancy, from Lagos State Government. I will also handle that of Abuja, Port Harcourt, Enugwu, and the rest of strategic cities in the country in subsequent videos. Please, if you have not subscribed to our to our channel, please do subscribe and like, so that when we post subsequent ones, you will be able to get it automatically. Please do it now if you have not done so. Thank you very much. I appreciate. Now, before I go into the process of acquisition of CFO, I will first of all deal with the documents required in order to get this CFO processed. One, you need a formal letter addressed to Executive Secretary, Land Use Allocation Commission, or they call it ESLUAC, that's what they call it in short. Anywhere I mention such in Hausa, they know that I'm talking about land use. So you do that a formal letter to the Executive Secretary. Once that letter is received, please collect acknowledgement of the receipt of that letter immediately. Now, the next person that's going to attend to you is the process officer in that land use allocation commission. He's the one that will attend to you, give you the form, all the necessary forms you need to complete. And once you have completed the forms, it is expected that payment follows at least or at most within 90 days. If you do not make necessary payments within 90 days, it may invalidate that process and that transaction for want of, interest. So bear that in mind. Now, once it gives you that forms, you fill them and make the payments, that's it. You submit it to them. Then the next thing that will happen that you require is you need 4 passport photographs with white background. No other background is accepted. It's white background. You also need to come with evidence of tax payment. Income tax payment. For companies, you need evidence of income tax payment for at least 2 directors. And also for company, you need evidence of payment of the current development levy. Then you need to come with the survey plan or the property in question. And then evidence of all payments of all land taxes. Like I have said in my previous video, all these evidence payments and all that will take between 1.5 million to about 2.5 million or more, depending on how strategic the land in question is. Now let's go to the formal process, how it is done. Like it's already said here, to start this process, you need to write formal letter and collect acknowledgement. Once that is done, you submit the address you submit your formal letter to is Block 13, Room 4, Lands Bureau, Alausa Secretariat. Don't bother to go any other place or start asking people that I'm here to process your and all that. If you do that, know that you will soon be scammed, or that in fact you started your scam process. Go straight to the room that has been allocated to it. People are always hanging around the secretariat looking for who to defraud. So that's why we're giving this information for those who would want to do processing. If you land into their hand and they know that the person is what Nigerians call mugu, they will direct you inside that alausa. And they say process it here. When you are done, you know that what I'm going away with is fake CofO. You even see the governor's signature on it. So please be mindful of this. That's why we're giving this strategic information, or rather important information for you to be guarded. There's no signature they cannot form or sign. Once this letter is received, once this is you submit there, the process officer, the next stage, the process officer will give you their own form. Is that their own form now that you use to go to bank and make payment, for complete it and go to bank and make payment with the account number indicated and return it back to them. Once it returns back, it's still going to the process officer who is going to accept it for you. Then once the process officer says he will vet it through while you are there, or give you time to come. When you have vetted it, he issues an acknowledgement letter to you again. You may wonder why all this acknowledgement is important, because every day thousands of people process CofO. If you don't have the acknowledgement receipts and they come, they're asking you file number. They are the one that give the file number. You don't know the number, or you may not know the number. It's the acknowledgement paper that you are coming with that will be able to help to reduce the headache. And if you try to create headache for them, they will resolve the headache by collecting that one. You are putting them in position to ask you for money to go and look for your file. You know, this is our country, you know how it works. So, but if you do your own well, you reduce the the thing that go behind the scene. I'm not, don't quote me, but I'm trying to give you an intel. Now, so that's the importance of that process. Once the officer, the process officer has gone through your document and it's okay, he will sign off on the file and forward this straight to his or her boss, the executive secretary, Land Use Allocation Committee, that is ASLU AC. That's what they call it in short. Once the secretary have received this, should be processing it. But the moment you receive it, alert the Surveyor General of Lagos State to issue the electronic, the digitized survey of that plot, and also allocate block number and number for that property. That the one that generates it and allocate it is done. The work of the Survey General ends there. He has processed the parties because they need to know which land in question is being processed. Apart from, you submitted some, part of the document you submitted to them is the survey plan, which you did. Your surveyor did that. But they are generating their own, which the spontaneous operation. They are not going to give it to you. You understand that? So, the executive secretary now goes through this form carefully and make sure that everything is working fine or it's okay according to the regulation. Then and only then would they forward your file to senior. They sign off on the file and forward it to senior special assistant to governor on lands. They call it SSA lands. The SSA land will collect this, receive this your document for CofO, your application, and the other things, that document that follow it, and vet it carefully. After vetting it carefully, he will forward it to permanent secretary, Lands Bureau. The permanent secretary Lands Bureau, that after he signs it on, the permanent secretary Lands Bureau will go through this document carefully one by one and make sure that everything is complied with. And if it's fully complied, it will move to the next level. But if it's not fully complied with, he will send it back by notification from where it's coming for correction. So it means that if don't be surprised, they might be called to bring more evidence or whatever if they didn't, that permanent secretary is not satisfied with what you have done. So it may not happen that way, or it may happen that way. Because all the phrases this person is being verified, is they're going through it, vetting it. But you never can tell, mistake could arise. So don't just travel. You submitted it, just travel to Bahamas. They may have to call you for something, for you more information, which you have to provide. So if you're in Bahamas and they call you, or they send information to you and they are not there, okay, whenever you come back, you know where the document, you start looking for the document there. That will also create room for them to say, find out something to go and look for your file. Don't quote me, but we know this is our country. Don't try to put yourself in the. So if you submit to a distance, please be around and wait in case if things didn't go as you planned. However, if the permanent secretary Lance has verified everything and it is correct, he sends it straight to me, His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State. The Governor of Lagos State will carefully, on his own, also go through the document. And if it's correct and all rules have been complied with according to his assessment, he will electronically sign the CFO. Electronic signing. He will just sign it electronically. It's still in soft way. The law governor will sign it there, but it is not document yet. Once he signs it electronically, he forwards it straight to Deputy Registrar for process. This process is almost being completed. The Deputy Registrar for process will go through it again. What they call thorough vetting. Okay? You go through it properly. And if there's an error, the same way, they send it back by notification, back to where it's coming from, for correction. But if there's none, the Deputy Registrar will sign on the file and send it straight to the Registrar. They call it Registrar of Titles. That's land titles. Who is the final processor? It's not the governor that is the final processor of your document. It's the Registrar of Titles that will go through it carefully. This time around, once it has passed the stage of Deputy Registrar, that will be final corrections. There's no more sending back. Once you reach the Registrar Titles, is the final bus stop. You go through it carefully, then order a physical printing of the hard copy of your CFO, and the process is completed. The process is completed within normally standard 21 days if everything has gone fine. But if there's some error or some problem or one problem or the other or whatever, maybe I have to be referred back to you or to other departments to verify and all that, it may take 90 days. You understand? So whichever one, you just calm down and wait for them to finish the process. Then once the process is done and you receive your CFO, it is then and only then you celebrate that you have got this document secured. That is in principle. Don't forget that CFO is the governor's constraint. Should tomorrow the governor decide to make use of the land or the government for some reason, you also know that the CFO can be revoked. But it's still the biggest or the highest form of title you can receive on any land in Nigeria. And even if they will revoke the CofO, you will be fully compensated. That's the difference between it and other titles. Thank you. I hope you find this interesting. And if you do, please don't fail to subscribe to our channel and like our channel. Until I come to you next time, cheers and stay connected. And don't let your money get lost by bad decisions.